How's it going, folks? Welcome back. So today we're carrying on with our UK Shuttle Award that's part of the Airnaut Virtual Airline hosted on New Sky. If you want to join us, of course, you can get yourself a New Sky account, apply to join the airline and come fly with us. What we're doing today, though, is finishing off the UK Shuttle Award, which is a series of flights within the UK where you have to get a score of above 9 out of 10 or greater to pass. And you'll notice that pretty much all of them have lit up in green. We did a load of them on stream yesterday. The one that's missing, however, is Manchester back to Gatwick. So we're going to do that today on this video, but with a slight twist. And the twist, of course, is SayIntentions over here. They reached out, which is really weird because we were only talking about it on stream the other day about how we should check back in with SayIntentions because it's been like over a year since we had a look. And then lo and behold, they got in touch and said, do you want to have a look? And I was like, yeah, of course. And what I really, really appreciated was how they said, please don't cut anything out of the video that maybe makes it look bad, or if it gets anything wrong, don't feel compelled to sort of hide that. They're like, just show it all. We know it's not done. We know it's a work in progress. Just total transparency, and I really appreciated that. So let's give it a look, end to end, Manchester to Gatwick, and let's see what it's like in June of 2025. First things first, though, we need to get this plane fired up. We're in the Airbus A319 from Phoenix today. The minibus, as I like to call it. I absolutely love this plane. It's really nice to have the variety from Phoenix, and it can go from the 321 back to the 319 to the the 320. It's just nice to shake it up, and they do fly differently. It's not just like a skin. They're very, very different planes. If you're wondering what this is, there'll be a video on this soon. This is a pedestal I've kind of rigged up for my side stick for the A320, so we're going to give that a roll today as well. We've been using it on and off on streams, but it's been very much a work in progress. I think this is kind of like its final form. Its initial version 1 final form. It's going to be one of those things that changes over time, I'm sure. Anyway, let's get the plane set up. All right, let's bring in that flight plan from SimBrief. There we go. That's Manchester to Gatwick, and we can begin our loading. Okay, clearance is 121705, and we've got that tuned into our radio, so let's see if I can not make a mess of it. It's weird, even though I'm not on VATSIM, kind of feel that pressure of making that initial radio call, being like, oh no, don't mess it up. Manchester delivery, Airnaut 232 at stand 6 with information November on board, type A319 with IFR clearance to Gatwick.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Roger.
Airnaut 232, Manchester ground. Information November is current. Cleared to London Gatwick via the Sanby 1 Yankee departure runway 23 left. Initial climb to 5,000 feet. Departure on 118.58 squawk 4225.
Cleared to Gatwick on the Samba 1 Yankee departure via runway 23 left. Initial climb 5,000, then contact ground on 118.58 squawk 4225 Airnaut 232. See if they can decipher that. Pretty impressive if they can. Didn't catch a word of that. Could you just repeat that, Airnaut 232?
Airnaut 232, read back correct.
Thought that's what they said. Good, now we can plan our departure. So, Manchester departing is going to be 23 left on the, Sanby 1 Yankee departure. That's good, insert that. What was our plan into Gatwick? Kidley 1 Golf arrival, 26 left. That could change potentially en route. I don't know if the AI is going to change it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But we'll plan for that now. We can always change it on the way. 26 left, Kidley 1 Golf. And we'll go via Willow. Again, interesting to see if we get vectors at a certain point. See if it just kind of shortcuts us. Because Willow's a weird one. If you kind of look here on the charts, you kind of come down. We'll be following this green line. And then we kind of do this weird little loop, which is fine if we do, but quite often on VATSIM you'll kind of go, you probably won't go all the way to Willow, you'll just go to Holly, then probably get vectored out towards May, or maybe just vectored out somewhere else, and then brought in on final for the airport. But we'll see what it does. Here they come. Come on then, you lot. I've got a schedule to keep. I've got a great on-time record. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's get ourselves over to ground. 121705. We'll get the tug attached and we'll see if we can get pushed and started and get a taxi to the runway. Really curious to see what kind of taxi route we get, because Manchester's kind of complicated in its own little way, so this is kind of a fairly good test for it. Okay, beacon light on. And that should kick GSX into life and we'll get going.
Ground, Shamrock 208, request taxi.
Shamrock 208, pushback approved, base southeast.
Manchester ground, good morning, Airnaut 232, stand 6, ready for push and start.
Air Knot 2232, push and start approved. Face south.
Push and start approved, Air Knot 232, face south.
Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures.
Just a ground, Air Knot 232, ready for taxi.
Air Knot 232, taxi to runway 23 left via Lima, Charlie Alpha, Bravo, cross runway 05 left, then Bravo Zulu, uniform.
Damn.
Manchester clearance, speedbird 10, request clearance as filed to Heathrow.
Well, that's rude. You're talking over me, buddy. This is true to life. It's just like VATSIM.
10.
Taxi to 23 left via Lima, Charlie, Alpha, Bravo, cross 05 left, then Bravo, Zulu, and uniform, Air Knot 232. Right, let's look at our charts, because this is, this is going to be quite the taxi. So you can see we're here, the little pink arrow on Lima. Then we're going to kind of come southwest onto Charlie, continue onto Alpha. Charlie sort of becomes Alpha. Then Bravo. Then it said cross runway 05 left, which of course is here. So we're going to cross here at this middle bit here. Then Bravo Zulu, then uniform, straight onto 23 left. Flipping heck, and nailed it. That's like VATSIM levels of taxi instruction. Fair play. All right, it's time to rock and roll. Cue the epic taxi montage.
Contact tower on 118.63. Take care.
Contact tower 118.63, Air Knot 232. That's pretty good. I was just wondering, are we going to get handed off to tower? And then lo and behold, they did it. So this is shaping up well. Manchester Tower, Air Knot 232, holding uniform 1 for 23 left.
Air Knot 232, Manchester Tower. Hold short of runway 23 left.
Holding short of runway 23 left, Air Knot 232. I love that guy's voice. That guy's having a party up in the tower, you can just tell, can't you? So, are we just going to sit here for ages, or are they going to tell us to line up in a minute? It's a tricky one, isn't it? So it's almost like, are they going to? Have we fallen through the cracks? Have they forgotten? Has the AI got confused? If it was a human, you'd sort of think, oh, in a minute they'll give us a buzz. But because it's an AI, there's always that lingering doubt of like, are we just now stuck in limbo? Do you know what I mean? We'll give them a minute. Okay, it's been about a minute. I'm going to give them one last message to be like, we're ready for departure. Maybe that'll kick it into life. Manchester Tower, Air Knot 232, ready for departure.
Air Knot 232, runway 23 left, winds 270 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23 left, Air Knot 232. Oh, I love that guy's voice. So cool. Right, start the clock. Tara. Let's rock and roll. Let's get out there.
Manchester Tower, negative 3394. We are on a 5-mile final runway 05 left for landing. We have already received landing clearance from you. Your instruction does not make sense at all.
Was that a human having a fight then, or was that like ATC bickering with each other? Anyway, let's go. Okay, SRS green, Manflex 80. Auto throttle set. Let's rock and roll, let's do it. Nice departure out of this runway. Or out of this airport, I should say. Look at that little set of turns we have to do. Looking forward to that. Can't beat a bit of hand flying. I think we're too quick to turn on autopilot sometimes with the sim. Should hand fly as much as possible, wherever possible. Okay, V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up.
Air Knot 232, contact departure on 118.58.
Contact departure 118.58, Air Knot 232. Oh man, that guy on tower, what a hero. Manchester departure, Air 0232, passing 3,000 feet on the Sandbar 1 Yankee departure.
Air 0232, Manchester departure identified. Climb flight level 060, direct table E.
Climb flight level 060, direct Tabley, Air 0232. I think they said table E, not Tabley. That's funny.
Air 0232, climb flight level 190.
190, Air 0232. Good. Climbing up to flight level 190 into standard pressure. Coming up to 10,000 feet, so we will get lights off. And we can start to think about letting the passengers out.
Air 0232, contact London Control on 133.6.
London Control 133.6, Air 0232. London Control, Air 0232, passing flight level 160, inbound Honolulu.
Air 0232, London Control, identified, good morning.
Oh my goodness, I just closed it down. That's clever. Oh man, I thought I'd screwed up the whole video then. I accidentally closed SayIntentions, but if you shut it down, it brings you straight back in. Nice. Alright, massive respect to SayIntentions for that. Flipping heck, I thought I was done for then.
0232, London Control, expect the Kiddle 1 Golf arrival, plan for descent in maybe 10 minutes. Say the word if you want to descend sooner.
Expect the Kiddly 1 Golf arrival and we'll expect descent in 10 minutes, Air 0232. Yeah, ATC's on the ball. That little arrow there is when we would expect to descend if we were going to let the plane manage itself and basically ignore any ATC instructions. So about 10 minutes from here to there would make sense. Yeah, it's on the ball. It's on the ball. I like it. I'm just wondering now, like, if this could be potentially a tool that we could use when we're on Unicom in VATSIM. I don't know if there'd be any kind of downsides to that. I suppose if SayIntentions were to tell me to do something and I blindly did it and I caused a problem to other Unicom users, because I'd have to talk back to SayIntentions and then also announce on Unicom what I'm doing as well. I guess that could get a little bit iffy. I do wonder though whether there's like an end game, whether once you get put onto Unicom on VATSIM, whether, you know, SayIntentions or something could like run server side and basically manage everyone on Unicom. So you basically, rather than squabbling amongst ourselves, get handed over to an AI that can keep track of everybody and hopefully prevent some of the madness and the chaos that we see on Unicom sometimes. I guess that could be a way off though, because that is a very big task. That is a very hard problem to solve. Okay, we're coming up on top of descent, about 5 miles out. I'm going to leave it and see if they get in touch first. And then obviously if we go beyond our top of descent point, I'll give them a buzz and just curious to see how it works. Okay, there goes our top of descent marker. Just about to pass it now. Plane is decelerating. London Control, Air 0232, ready for descent.
Air 0232, cleared Kiddle 1 Golf, arrival into London Gatwick. When you're ready, descend flight level 110.
Descend to flight level 110, cleared the Kiddly 1 Golf, arrival into Gatwick, Air 0232. Now, I'm planning for 26 left, but I haven't explicitly heard from ATC that we're going to get 26 left. Might just ask, see if they know. London Control, Air 0232, could you confirm what is our expected runway into Gatwick?
Air 0232, expect ILS approach for runway 26 left at London Gatwick.
Expect 26 left ILS into Gatwick, thanks, Air 0232. Not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Right, if we just put our ND into plan mode, what I want to do is step through our route. So there's Midhurst, then we're down to Tufos, then Holly, then we do this little weird loop thing at Willow, then up to May, and then transition on to the ILS for 26 left. That's all fine. I'm curious whether ATC will kind of make us do that loop at Willow, because quite often on VATSIM you wouldn't. You know, you'll get vectored around if there's ATC control online, that sort of thing. Don't know. Obviously, it might just look at our flight plan and think, fine, I'll just let you do it. Curious to see what happens. Okay, good. So we're just coming up on flight level 110, which is where we were cleared to descend to. So we shouldn't go any further unless we're told to by ATC at this point.
Air 0232, descend flight level 070.
Descend to flight level 070, Air 0232. 7,000 feet is coming up, so we'll keep an eye on what happens next. And we're also getting quite close to this weird little loop here at Holly/Willow. It may be they vector us, it may be they just let us run the course, because it will get us there, of course. You know, if I was an AI looking at this, I'd probably be like, yeah, fine, it can just follow this route, and it's, you know, no discontinuities, it will just get you there, just albeit flying for slightly longer than maybe you need to, but see what it does.
Air 232, descend altitude 3000, turn left, heading 045 vectors for the ILS, runway 26 left approach.
Oh, that's interesting. Turn left heading 045 vectors for the ILS approach and descend to 3,000 feet, Air 232. No point sending us all the way round to Willow. They'll just take us, vector us in. I like that a lot. So it looks like they're basically trying to take us on a direct path to May, more or less, Mayfield. So I would expect when we get kind of roughly to May that we'll get another turn. I would expect.
Air 232, turn left heading 010.
Turn left heading 010, Air 232. Pretty good. You can't argue with that, can you? It's bringing us in. I've had very, very similar approaches.
11 miles from Charlie Foxtrot 26 Lima. Turn left heading 320, descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 26 left approach.
Turn left heading 320, descend to 2000 until established on the ILS. Cleared the ILS approach 26 left, Air 232. Ooh, I butchered that. Butchered that. That'd be my only criticism. We're 10 miles out. Well, probably about 7 miles out from when we turn onto final. We're at 2,000 feet. Just feels a little bit on the low side. But otherwise, all those instructions coming in, that felt very VATSIM-y to me. Very, very VATSIM-y. And the way that we're kind of being brought in at a bit of an angle to intercept the ILS rather than coming in at a 90 degree, we're coming in at just the right angle that you'd quite often get. It's pretty impressive.
Air 232, contact London Gatwick Tower on 124.23.
Over to Gatwick Tower 124.23, Air 232. Gatwick Tower Air 232, established on the ILS 26 left. Wow, it's a bit of a lie.
232, London Gatwick Airport Tower. Continue approach runway 26 left.
Okay, final approach speed now because we're 5 miles. Time for yoke cam.
Air 232, London Gatwick Airport Tower. Wind 360 at 4. Runway 26 left. Cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 26 left, Air 232. Right. Fingers and toes crossed for this one because I don't want to mess it up because I really want to get a 9 out of 10 on New Sky so that we can complete this Air Shuttle Award. My plane. Use my fancy new pedestal. See if it improves my landings, or maybe it doesn't. Who knows? My money's on it probably doesn't. If I had to guess.
Above. Minimum.
Continue. Okay, 3 reds on the Pappies is usually pretty good in the sim, I find. Even though it triggers some people. 50 over the threshold.
50.
There we go.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
There we go, and we're down. Now again, Gatwick is quite a complicated airport, so curious to see what kind of taxi instructions we get, because I think the first time we ever tried it, we basically landed here and it was like...
232, welcome to London Gatwick. Contact ground on 121.80.
Contact ground 121.80, Air 232. Gatwick ground Air 232 with you on Foxtrot Romeo.
Air 232, London Gatwick Airport ground. Taxi to Pier 6102 via Foxtrot Romeo, cross runway 8 left. Then Juliet, Quebec, Lima. Good day.
6102. Okay. Taxi to Pier 6102 via Foxtrot Romeo, cross 08 left, then Juliet, Quebec, and Lima, Air 232. Alright, good. Where are we going? 6102. via Juliet, Quebec. So Juliet, then we go north on Quebec, then Lima. Oh, they don't mean like Pier 6, stand 102, do they? Or something like that? Yeah, they do. They do. Pier 6, 102. That makes sense. The instruction is Pier 6, 102. That's alright, we can work it out. Again, it's all these weird little edge cases, isn't it? That take so long to iron out when you're developing something like this. Okay, good. We know where we're going now, so we will taxi ourselves to the gate and we'll catch up when we get engines off and we'll see what score New Sky gave us and whether we've passed our UK shuttle award. We'll see. Okay, parking brakes are on, APU is fired, we can turn off those engines 1 and 2 and we'll turn off the beacon light and let the passengers out. Now, did we pass our New Sky award? Let's have a look. 10 out of 10, hurrah! Not too bad. Not too bad. Great touchdown. Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought 310 was a little bit on the high side, but obviously not quite as bad as I anticipated. New Sky was happy with it. And that is our UK shuttle award, for me at least, completed. I'd encourage you to give it a go as well. But overall, that was a pretty solid effort from SayIntentions. There was a couple of pronunciation things. There was that waypoint coming out of Manchester. I forget what it was called, where they mispronounced it. But that was okay. The controller on tower at Manchester. What a hero that guy was, man. He sounded like he was having a party up in the tower. Absolute hero status awarded for that guy. And then the whole Pier 6102 thing here at Gatwick, where it stand 102 on Pier 6, but it just said Pier 6 102. Which again, just a very small thing, but otherwise, like the taxi instructions to the gate, from the gate, like to Manchester, that was quite a complex little taxi it took us on, and it got us there. It did leave us hanging when we were holding short. I did wonder whether we just had to be patient, but I think after a minute or so, the penny sort of dropped that perhaps we needed just to give it a little bit of a nudge. And I just sort of said, ready for departure, and then before you knew it, it's like, yep, line up, clear for takeoff, whatever. And again, landed into Gatwick. Taxi instructions that are accurate all the way to the gate. It was very good. And again, coming into Gatwick, there was that kind of weird little loop at Willow, that when you're on VATSIM and there's a controller on, you very, very rarely get told to do that. You get vectored out straight away, and lo and behold, we did. The only thing I would say is that it brought us down to 2,000 feet quite far out, and it just felt weird being that low for that long. But again, quite a minor detail. I mean, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4 little tiny things? I think get rid of those and that would have been pretty flawless. And again, SayIntentions said to me, don't hide anything, just show it as it is. And that was, I really appreciated them saying that. I mean, I would have done anyway, like I'm not going to hide things from you, but I appreciate their kind of openness about the whole thing, and the fact that they say it's not done yet, they're still working on it, and this kind of feedback for them is important. So it's come a long way in a year, that's for sure. And the voices, I can't work out the voices. I'm gonna have to get in touch with them and show them the video and be like, some of the voices I heard, were they actual people? Were they recordings of people that they were sort of feeding into the AI, or were they actual people playing at the same time? I don't know. I'm not all that au fait with SayIntentions, really, so kind of, need to figure that one out. But they sounded very, very good. So I heard one of them arguing with Tower as we were taking off, so I don't know whether, again, that was a real human or what. That's I'd love to know what's going on there, so leave a comment if you know. But thanks very much, SayIntentions, for inviting us to try this. It's been very, very cool. Rooting for you. As I say, this is a really hard problem to solve, and they're taking a real big swing at it here, so it's really good to see, and be keen to kind of keep checking in as time goes on, and also maybe looking at how we can integrate it with our time on Unicom, although I don't know how that would work in practice. Again, leave a comment if you've tried it, if you have any good ideas. But thank you very much indeed for watching. Thank you for coming along. Hit like, hit subscribe, it helps the channel, it helps the video a ton, and I'll leave a link to SayIntentions in the video description for you as well if you want to check it out for yourselves. But until next time, thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and as always, happy flying.